and like almost confusing simple. Like, I don't know. I remember what you're talking about though, but I don't know if I got it right.
That was the like I got the first question right, and then like I was able to do the third one fine. It was just like number 2 was throwing me off. I was just like, I have no idea.
Has she sent you your grades back? Do you know what you did, or do you just?
Yeah.
Oh,
like I think. Yet. Let me check again. My grades.
And do we know which one we missed on our group one last week? I know we were debating on it, and I think we ended up missing it. Do we ended up knowing which one? I can't even remember what we were talking about. But if it was odd or even, I think, right?
That was the question, and the answer was neither.
It was neither.
Okay.
And what were the two things we were going back and forth on?
I was saying it was neither.
Okay.
And
it was because it was plotted off to the right in the middle of nowhere, right? There was.
Yeah. I know.
Then I studied what you were saying with f of 1 equal to f to negative 1. That made sense, but I couldn't remember what we were trying to say which one was right that day. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like after we got off, I was working through, and I was just like, okay, well, how about we just plug in like a random number, and like if you like work it all out, for it to be odd, it would be like the original number was like the answer is 5, and then the inverse one would be like -5.
Right.
But like I worked it all out, and it wasn't, and I was like, I should have brought this up.
That's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah, I guess that's why we take the quizzes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We won't forget that now.
Yeah.
Is she here today?
I don't know. She's not.
Yeah, she hasn't logged on yet.
I haven't seen any. I didn't see an email from her saying that she couldn't make it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think I saw her. What's her name? Mallory?
Miranda.
Miranda. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I take my 3-year-old to campus. She goes to preschool for 2 hours in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's what my deal is.
Gotcha.
But I get to study while I'm up there, which is nice. But yeah. So if we want to do it earlier on Mondays, I can do that. But you have a class, don't you, Chris?
Yeah, I have class from 9 to 10.
But I think we can do this 11 o'clock thing. That'll work.
Yeah.
11 works for me.
Like, as long as we are done by like 12:15, because like I have another class at 12:45.
Good. I don't think there's a reason to go much more than that.
Yeah, like it gives us an hour to do stuff. So.
Yeah, especially since we don't have the quiz on Mondays either. So.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
And it's like Thursdays I'm basically open all day. Like I don't have work. I have like one class. So.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Are you working, Chris?
Yeah, I work at the McDonald's over by the highway.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've probably seen you in there.
Yeah, I probably have to.
You cooking or are you up front?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a manager there. So.
Oh, really? Nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like that was my high school job. So like I worked there for like 3-4 years.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's a legit job for sure.
Oh yeah. And it's like it's awesome. They're like super flexible with hours.
Getting the new uniforms. Everybody's talking to me a big deal about that.
Wait, what?
Supposedly, I don't know. I saw the internet where McDonald's coming out with new black uniforms. And everybody.
Oh, we already have black uniforms.
Oh, is it already? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we've had them since like January of last year, I think.
Oh, really? Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it's been a while.
It's funny.
But yeah, and it's like it's a pretty good job. Like they're super flexible with hours. They're like Oh, you have class till 5? Oh, that's cool. Show up at 5:30, do whatever.
Yeah. I work at Rexburg Motorsports down the road.
Oh, wow, nice.
And they're really working with me too. So.
Which is really important in a college town.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, seriously.
So, do you think we should keep waiting or start or?
Let's go ahead and start. She can join in whenever she gets ready.
Okay.
Does someone want to offer the prayer this time?
I'll do it.
Thanks.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are so thankful that we could get together today and talk over our exam. Talk over as a group so we can be ready for our exam this week. And please bless us as we talk, that we will understand all of the questions, and if we do have questions, that we will be able to help each other out with that. Please bless Miranda, that whatever is stopping her from not coming, that she will still be prepared and that she is safe wherever she is. We are so thankful for everything that thou do for us, and we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Very nice.
Amen.
Okay, so pretty much all it said today was just kind of go over the exam review and just kind of like see where everyone's at, make sure there's no questions or anything. So I went through, and the only thing that I had a question on was I couldn't remember. It talks about difference quotient, and I could not for the life of me remember what that was.
That's the whole like f of x minus h minus f of x all over h.
Okay.
And you just like plug it in, solve it out.
To the trinomial.
Sweet.
At least that's what I
That's the lengthiest
got.
formula I think that we have this equation. I think.
Yeah, it's so.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think that was the only other one that I wasn't sure about, because on the exam it didn't have, or our quiz, it didn't have a coefficient for x. It was just x squared.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that always throws me off.
Yeah.
But I think in the end it ended up making sense. I don't know. That one ended up really simple too, just like x minus, I can't remember, but.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, yeah.
So at the end, when you cancel the h out, that's one thing I was confused about. So if it's h parenthesis xh minus 3 or whatever, parenthesis, all over h.
Mm-hmm.
So when you divide the h out, does it only take the one outside of the parenthesis, or does it take away both, the one outside and the one inside? You follow what I'm asking?
I think so. I think it would just take out the one that was outside of the parenthesis, because like normally I just kind of like do the whole what's it called? I factor it out. Well,
Yeah.
So it's like it would be like h squared plus like 3xh whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then like when I do that, then you just like take an h out of it.
Exactly.
So it makes sense if you're multiplying all of the top by h and then all over h, you can just kind of cross them out and
they cancel each other out.
Yeah.
But the one inside remains.
Yeah, the ones inside the parentheses would stay there.
Okay. Yep, that was the only thing I was kind of unclear about. But.
I don't think I really had any questions on them. it's just like I was saying with the quiz. It's like the only time where I start having trouble is when it's like fraction, like complicated fraction over a complicated fraction.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea what I need to do here.
Yep. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of those good ones on the review. But yeah, I hear you. But one thing I had to remember that I ran across this morning when I was studying is that simplifying and making sure if you're subtracting or adding or multiplying it, making sure you go through those basic steps.
Mm-hmm.
That was really helping this morning. But what is it? The form called where it's instead of 3 1/4, it's 13/4.
Oh, an improper fraction.
Improper, yeah. Keeping it in that as an improper fraction is the way they want you to do it.
And then you can just kind of like multiply by the reciprocal and stuff.
Do the reciprocals, exactly. Yeah.
It was just like I knew about that, but it was like on the quiz, it was like +5 over improper fraction, and that's what was throwing me off. I was like, I can't just like flip it because then there's just +5 all by itself.
Right. In that case, does it just become 5/1?
I was thinking that, but I was throwing me off. I was like, can I just cancel out these two fractions and it just be 1? But
yeah, I'm not positive on that either.
I was like super confused. I was like, this is too simple for it to be right, kind of thing.
Hey, so I just pulled into my house. Let me get my kid inside, and then I'll jump back on my computer and I'll rejoin here in a second.
Okay.
Alrighty, sounds good. Yeah. Like I worked through like the whole practice exam thing last night, and I remember like I had most of it done. I think I was like a little find the center like and radius of the circle like number 2. But then like I looked it up in the book, and so it's like I ended up getting it.
Right.
So.
And what's nice, we still have like an entire week to study as well. So if things still aren't quite clear, it's easy enough to just go over it really quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like super happy when I realized that I was right on the whole group quiz thing. I was just like, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's always a good feeling.
Oh yeah. It was like, it was so funny. And so it's like afterwards, me and my wife went to a restaurant because like she wanted sushi. And so like we're sitting there waiting for our food, and I'm like explaining to my wife like what we are learning, and I'm like, see, this is why I'm right. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, but I'm right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you guys go for sushi out there?
We have this place called the Pineapple Grill.
Okay. That's by the roundabout, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I don't like sushi at all, but she like adores sushi. So I'm like, I'll go get a hamburger. You can have your sushi.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Like for me, meat has to be cooked if you want me to eat it. Like none of this raw food stuff. No.
Yeah. That throws a lot of people off.
Yeah. But what else? Yeah. Cool. Oh, I guess I do have a question on like section 2.5, so like number 13.
Mm-hmm.
It's like determine whether each function is invertible. It's like how I tried looking up in the book and I couldn't find an answer. Like, how do you know if they're invertible or not?
I know that you have to like switch it so that it's you like plug in y for the x's and
Yeah.
then solve out for y. And then I don't think we've had any that aren't invertible is the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how to spot when it's not.
And that's the thing is like I know how to find the inverse function, like switch x and y and then solve for y. But it was just all like it was like determine whether it is, and I'm like, maybe. Yeah. So maybe we'll ask Ben when he gets back and be like, maybe he knows. Yeah. And it's like weird. For some reason, I have a test in every single class this week.
Oh wow.
That's like I have a test in this one. I'm taking biology, and that one starts tomorrow, ends Thursday. And then chemistry is also Tuesday to Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's really frustrating.
Yeah.
What biology are you taking?
Bio 180.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like an introductory biology class.
I'm taking that in the fall, I think. So I was pre-nursing before my current major. So I did like all of the anatomy and physiology classes and like microbiology and all this stuff. And then I switch over and they're like, you need the basic biology class. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Nothing will cancel that out. Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'd be upset about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, luckily, I didn't have to take any of the, like, I don't have to take a lot of like foundation science or math classes.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, in high school, I took a lot of dual credit classes. And so it's like, okay, you took college algebra in high school, so that counts for your math requirement. I'm like, nice.
That's sweet. Yeah, our class was too small for that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And like the funniest part is like I actually met my wife in high school in one of those classes.
Oh, sweet.
And she didn't take it for credit. Like you can either choose to have it for credit or not. And then she's like, nah. And I'm like,
of course
not twice.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Nice.
So like I actually found a question that I did have. So like on the practice exam, like the last question is like determine whether each function is invertible. And it's like, how do you know if it's invertible? Like, I know how you do it.
Right.
But I don't. Yeah.
And inverting, we're talking about just reflecting on one of the axes is?
No, inverting is kind of like where you replace like the x's and the y's, like solve for, So it's like, do you have the exam review up?
The f of -1 of x?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, how does it qualify to be invertible?
That's what I was wondering, because I know how to find the inverse function, but I'm like, how do you know if you can or not?
So apparently you can't invert everything. Is that right?
That's what the question is saying. is it like if you invert it and the same as the original question?
So in section 2. Chapter 2, 2.5. Example 4, it says finding an inverse function.
And it tells you just like
Oh, it has to be 1-to-1. That's right. It can't share the same x and y or something like that.
oh, okay.
Okay.
So the inverse of a 1-to-1 function is the f to negative 1 read f inverse, where the ordered pairs of f inverse are obtained by interchanging the coordinates in each ordered pair of f.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember them briefly talking about that. So yeah, in example 1, it says, so the groups are negative 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 3. And it says it is not a 1-to-1 because the ordered pairs negative 2, 3, and 2, 3 are not invertible. I assume because they share the same y coordinate.
So it'd be like in the practice exam, option A is invertible, like, but option B wouldn't be, because like if you put a 5 in there and B, it comes out to 25, but if you put a -5, it's also 25, if that makes sense.
And it can't be the same coordinate.
Yeah, so it's like either, right, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Nice. That solves my question.
Sweet.
So it's anytime they share the same y coordinate and a different x.
Or it's like
So no two plots can be on the same y. Yeah, okay.
yeah, so it's kind of like the
Oh yeah, because it would fail the
horizontal
vertical line test.
I thought,
Horizontal line test.
yeah, because like a parabola, which is where it would be, would fail it.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense. So, okay.
I don't have a lot really to go over. I don't know if we need to go super long or what, but
Do you want to try and like go through like the number 4 on like the group?
oh yeah, we can do
Thing.
that.
Yeah.
Let me pull that
Just,
up. So we're doing the GHOA lesson week 3 thing.
Yeah.
It's like week 3 lesson
Exam 1
1 and
instruction.
2.
GHOA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these are the ones I was kind of going over this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so number 4 was the one I was bringing up in the car.
Number 4.
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
he was saying that he had like tried plotting it out and it looked different than what she had on the in the key.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So do you have your key pulled up?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get you so you can see what I did. Are you able to see that? You see the difference? My points up at 2, 4 and negative 2, 4 don't meet. But I could be doing it wrong, I guess. So when you plug in your X figures for this, do you guys just do only numbers that are described like X is less than negative 2? So you only use -2 and lower?
That's how I
Like,
do it.
well, yeah, basically. And it's like, since it's less than, that would be like an open circle over
Uh-huh.
that -2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it was equal to or less than, then it would be a closed circle. It would contain it.
Right.
So in the middle one, I guess it is the x squared minus 2, where x is greater than -2 and less than 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that it only took it up to my highest point on that one was 2, -2, 2, and 2, 2. It didn't go all the way up to -2, 4, and 2, 4.
Huh.
What was I doing wrong there?
Oh, so the thing is, it's not x squared minus 2, it's x squared and then space.
That
Yeah.
okay. It's describing x. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Good catch. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that explains the gap. Okay. All right. Sweet. That takes care of that one.
That one's a little tricky. It's just like super close. And so it's like,
Okay. Well, yeah, I do have another one on number 1 too. My graph was so I know how to get to 4, 3, right, for the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's not down 1 over 2 for the stretch and shrink. I guess that's what I'm confused on how to, because mine was going way wide and hers is very narrow. Yeah. Okay. Basically, how did she get to 3, -3, 5 and 5, -3, 5? How did she figure out those plots?
okay, well, let's plug in like 3 just into that equation. So it's like, so 3 minus 4 is equals a -1, which like then with the whole absolute value makes it a +1. Times -1/2, so then it makes it, yeah, what the heck? It wouldn't be, it's supposed to be like 2.5, not.
I was getting different stuff. Yeah. So do you not distribute the -1/2 first and then, or does it matter?
I don't think so. I think like the absolute values is kind of like a parentheses thing, like where you solve that in there first.
Everything in there first. And then it takes away all the negatives.
Yeah.
And then you multiplied your -1/2. So when you're deciding what numbers to plug in for x, what are you doing for that? Just random?
You're just like, yeah, just like that's your x value, so you're just
trying
like,
to get
okay.
Positives.
Yeah, just trying to find points to put it on.
Okay.
But like,
yeah, so I use -2, 0, 2. But I was, okay, maybe I should redo my math.
But like, I feel like this graph is wrong because if you plug in a +3, that should be 2.5, not 3.5.
Right.
It should be.
I'm doing that math right.
-2.5 and.
Yeah, it seems like it should be 2.5.
Not 5. Huh.
So you do 3 minus 4, which is -1. And then times that by -1/2 gives you a +1/2.
No, so you do 3 minus 4 gives you a -1, and then you do the whole absolute value. And that's what those lines are. And so you make it a +1 times the -1/2.
So it gives you
a -1/2.
A -1/2. Then do you add the 3?
Yeah.
You're supposed to. Like that should.
Plus 3, yeah. Then that will just get you to 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so it would be 3, 2.5.
So it's supposed to be, but.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then for your other one, you just did what, -3? For your other plot?
Well, I'm like looking at the key and it's
Not right.
I'm just confused on this because like looking at the equation, it should be reflected over the is, but it doesn't make sense that it is.
Yeah.
You guys streaming?
Yeah.
Aaron? You guys streaming in there? Yeah.
So in the graph description for that, it says that it's an absolute value function reflected over the x-axis, and then it's shrunk by 1/2 with a vertex at 4, 3, and passes through 3, -3.5, and 5, -3.5.
Uh-huh.
But I don't understand why it has to pass through those points.
Right. Yeah, so that's why I don't understand the shrink part either.
I think that this has to do with like whatever is time or it's multiplied by your main function. So like the -1/2
Uh-huh.
is times by or times 2 the absolute value of x minus 4. So whatever is out in front like that is like
That's your shrink.
stretch or shrink.
Okay.
So it's shrunken by
So,
1/2.
so how did she get the 5 -3.5 coordinate? By doing a -3?
I have no idea.
You know how we did a 3 for the first one? Would you do
Yeah.
-3 as well?
No, you would just do 5. So it's like you'd plug in the 5 and it's supposed to give you
Oh, you plug in
3.5.
Gotcha. 5 for
It
x.
doesn't.
Do everything we did. So if we did 5 for x, 5 minus 4 would be 1. Divided by the -1/2. -2.
5 minus 1, 1/2.
1 times -1/2 then. So wouldn't it be the same thing?
Should be 2.5 again, but
Or yeah, 2.5.
5 -2.5.
but that's not the
The key. Right?
yeah.
Maybe we can ask her
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't seem like we're doing anything wrong.
Mm-mm. It's yeah. It's like I don't know. I feel like the way that this is like that she saves the negative for last kind of thing.
The
So it's
-1/2, like she does
like
the
just the
half.
negative part.
Yeah.
So think of it as like -1 and then like parentheses 1/2 times the absolute value of x minus 4 plus 3.
Yeah.
Like if you do it that way, you get that answer because
the negative is something separate. It's telling us that it's reflected, right?
yeah. But in the actual like in the equation that it gives for doing like transformations, it's just like it doesn't have that negative all by itself, and then you do everything on the inside.
Yeah.
But like that's
So
how
you're
she.
saying
I feel like
if
that's
you
how she got
don't-
those
you don't
answers.
use the negative, it comes out right.
Yeah. So if you think about it, 3 minus 4 ends up being -1, so +1,
Uh-huh.
and then 1/2 plus 3 is 3.5,
Yeah.
and then you multiply it by -1.
Becomes negative
You get, yeah.
3.5. But is
Could
that
it
right?
be?
Did she forget to use her negative?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, like according to the book, I feel like she did it right. Like it should be opening down,
Uh-huh.
but
You don't multiply the
if
negative
you
with
plug
it.
in 3, you don't get that answer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could it be that so when you take absolute value, you have to do the plus or minus? Is that where it's coming from?
Uh-huh. Good question.
maybe.
What section is that?
Because I know just generally when you're doing like the absolute value of a function, you have like the two different equations of like, so it'd be like x minus 4 plus or minus. So would it just be she's taking it from the minus side and not the plus side?
Maybe.
Oh, I see.
So
Because
that
it's
means like
since it's an absolute value, it's two different numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
hmm.
Yeah, maybe I think it maybe is the way we're dealing with the absolute value. Because we're automatically canceling it out. Do we know for sure that that's correct? Or,
Pretty sure. Because like if we think about it,
the absolute value of 3 minus 4 is 1. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. But see if we did the whole it is it could be plus or minus, but if we did end up being -1, -1 times -1/2 equals a +1/2,
Right.
Right.
and it would be a positive 3.5, not a negative.
Right.
That's true.
That's what. Trying.
Is it
Are you
just?
looking it up in the book?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the section.
2.3.
Is it 2.3? Okay. Here we go. Radicals.
Hello.
Does it make a difference? No, it doesn't. If we plot it out at the origin and then just move it over. So if we move it over 4 up 3 after we plot it out, would that make a difference? No, because it's still the same numbers, right?
Yeah. Maybe the way we are supposed to do it is save it for last kind of thing, because like our y number is going to be the opposite of it because it's reflected, right?
Mhm.
Oh, here it talks about stretching and shrinking. It says to stretch a graph, we multiply the y coordinates by a number larger than 1. To shrink a graph, we multiply the y coordinates by a number between 0 and 1. That's what we're doing, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I think we're more focused on the reflection part of it.
Is that what's throwing us off? Okay.
Like,
Yeah, so the reflection. Get a graph that where the mirror is replacing the x-axis to find the mirror. Simply change the sign of its y coordinate.
okay, yeah.
do
So
we just
based off
do
of that, it's just like,
Do we just do it without the negative, and the negative just implies that we reflect it at the end?
That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like, yeah.
And that would get us the answer she got.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
So we don't
I
actually
guess
use the negative in front of the 1/2 to fact
no, we don't.
to multiply it. Yeah, okay. That just tells us that we reflect it after we plot it out. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
It's confusing.
Cool.
Okay.
And the inverse stuff, it's just as simple as flipping the y's and x's and solving for y, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, solving
Yeah.
for y.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good, guys. I don't.
Yeah, I think I'm
I'm
good.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. So will our next meeting Thursday go back to 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work great for me.
Great.
Yeah, I have a geology one that it's kind of up in the air. Last week we did it from 9:30 to 10.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'll let you know how that pans out. They're still trying to figure that time out too. So we're trying to get it
Okay.
done earlier in the week, so it might change. But we'll just
Okay.
roll with 10 for us. That's good with me.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
just
okay
let
with
us know.
Alrighty. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. See you
Thursday.
guys Thursday.
See ya.